run from.
Hey guys, what's going on? It's your girl Lily Expressions. Today I have a bit of a review. It's for the Fitbit Flex. Now, after doing a ton of research and looking at reviews and listening to everybody that I know that have it, I finally got the courage to go and get me one. So, you guys don't know what a Fitbit Flex is. It's a device, it's like a bracelet, and it records your calorie intake, your calorie outtake. It also does a sleep journal. It records your sleep. It also does the amount of steps. You can set goals for yourself. And it also has a place, of course, where you record the food that you eat so that you can stay on track. Now, I have been using, prior to this, for a few years now, an app called the Lose It app, which basically does almost the same thing, except that you have to basically look at what you're eating, and it does link in with other devices such as the Fitbit. So since I used this and it was free, a free app, I would thought to myself, like, you know what, let me further on my journey with something a little bit more advanced. So, like I said, this is the Fitbit. It's like I said, it's like a bracelet, very comfortable, and I have no problem wearing it. You know how sometimes you wear, watches or bracelets, how, sometimes, the material, you might feel irritated, and since I have sensitive skin, this is a plus for me. Now, it comes in 2 bands. This is the large. It also comes in a smaller band. Obviously, my big chunky wrist is not going to fit the smaller band. Also comes with a charger. You could plug into any USB port. Sometimes I put it in my laptop, or I have a Samsung Galaxy S3, so sometimes I could put it in there. And this is the little device right here, is where all of the action starts. This right here. And what's cool about this is that you would think things like this drains batteries. They said this thing right here lasts 5 days. Damn. So I made this purchase. Today is Friday. I made this purchase on a Wednesday afternoon, because I was curious, and I've been thinking about this probably since late of last year, but I was skeptical about getting it because, as you know, they make newer versions of products such as these. Before, I was looking at the Fitbit, but I didn't even know about the Fitbit Flex until a friend of mine, she did a review on it, and I was like, you know what? Why not? So, what's cool about this is that I was curious about my sleep, and we have busy schedules, and sometimes we cannot make that appointment to go to the doctor. So I was curious about, how long I've been sleeping. You always have to guesstimate how long you sleep. So what's cool about this is when you go to sleep, my mama keep the battery out for a minute because I don't want to. You put it around your waist, and then you tap this until it vibrates like a couple times in here, zzz, and then the lights blink slow, and then you sleep. And I found out how long I've been sleeping, how long I've been awake, how long I've been in bed, and I was like, wow, I really move when I sleep. Maybe that's probably why I'm not getting a decent amount of sleep. So I thought that was pretty cool. And when I went to go log on, my foods, it's like the Fitbit, is like it does all that sodium and all that other stuff where it has the calories. So I didn't have to physically, look into certain things to jot it down to guesstimate how many calories it is because it was already there. Now, I'm put this on my laptop. I favorited the Fitbit homepage in my account so that I can come in and put in, like things I might have left out, and things like that. I use this with my daily burn, so I put this in with the rest of the information. Now, you can get this app, and it is with most Android phones. So I'm gonna show you guys a little bit how it looks like during the mobile. Now, this is what they call a dashboard. It shows you things like, let's see, the steps you've taken, the miles you have walked, the calories you have burned, the active times that you have really done to get some of these calories, your exercise, your goal to how much pounds you want to lose, the amount of sleep you have, the amount of water that you drank, and of course your calories that you put in and the calories that you put out. Now, surprisingly, I learned I've burned a little more than I had because with the Lose It app, I didn't know that I was, like how many steps I was taking that would, equal a mile or something like that. And I didn't know that I was burning more than I actually thought of at my job. Now, I've worked at McDonald's, so I didn't know that all them little steps is like I'm walking miles, somewhere else. I had no clue. I always, went and put by like, okay, I've stood this much and I've worked and put that as my calories, but I've actually done more than I thought. So that's pretty cool. Now, they say this is waterproof. I did not test that theory for the simple fact that, it's always electronics and water to me don't ever mix, and they can always say something is waterproof, but if a little bit more water gets into that than it should, then there you go. Now, the Fitbit Flex cost me $100. And I'll be like, oh my god, that's a lot of money. But you know what? I think it's a good investment for considering the fact that it's done things that have opened my eyes. This is more of an eye opener for me because, like I said, I always was curious about little things, and sometimes I wasn't quite sure of things because I don't have a device as this. And I know they make other things like heart rate monitors, and then they had an advanced word called the Charge. But like I said, I didn't do my research on that. So to my eyes, I was like, wow, this must be really good, because when I went to go pick it up, it was the last one. As opposed to the upgraded version, it was fully stocked. So, as I said, this is great for beginners. Like I said, it's very comfortable to wear. Sometimes I forget I have it on. That's how comfortable it is to wear. Now, I believe they have other colors if you're, a fashionista and you have to have everything match. I'm not all like that. But in the future, I would get, different colors. But for the time being, I'm just focused on what it's been doing. And so far, it's been doing basically everything that I wanted to do. So this is, to me, a very good investment. It does everything that I wanted to do except for the heart rate. But I have an old heart rate monitor, and I could always revert back to that. But since I'm not doing as far as exercises where I had to actually record it, I don't have to worry about it. So, like I said, this is a good investment, especially if you're a beginner like me who wants to furthermore your weight loss journey with as far as devices. Like I said, I know it's income tax season, so like I said, I got this while I had the money, as opposed as when I didn't have the money, I was sitting back thinking about, wow, what this thing really does. And going off of everybody else's experience, you can look at everybody else's experience, but it's not going to do any good if you don't know, if you have never used it. So you want to put your own input into it so that you can, like me, try to make a review to see if somebody else agrees or disagrees with what you're reviewing on. So I give this a thumbs up. Like I said, very comfortable. And I work at McDonald's, and sometimes, like now during income tax season and tomorrow being Valentine's Day, it gets very hectic. Um, when I usually wear watches and things like that, I usually get that, that silly, that outline of the watches, and it gets itchy under there. I don't have that problem with this. Like I said, it's very comfortable. So I would pick this up. It's crazy. When I first made the login for myself, the profile, I should say, I did not know that I walked over 10,000 steps. I really didn't. And considering at work, I almost at 10,000 steps already. And it's like half the day's gone. So this gives me an idea of where I'm going and what I need to do. Now, it is still the beginning, towards little past the beginning of the year, and I am working out more. So hopefully this little device right here tells me how good I'm doing. So far, I think I'm doing great. So I just have to, like I said, keep myself on a set schedule, because that was my downfall, to get on a set schedule because of my schedule. So I felt that since I've worked more towards the mornings, that the evenings are probably going to be my best bet, as opposed to the year beforehand, I was working more nights, so the morning was my best bet. So this is my review on the Fitbit Flex. If you have anything that you want to add, feel free to hit me up. Drop a comment. This is your girl Lily, and I'm out.
Nah, 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 come on.